They say we're reckless, addicted to danger, broken. But the science? Well, it says something else entirely. What if the traits that make us motorcyclists, the ones outsiders don't understand, are actually our greatest strengths? Well, today I'm going to show you why that so-called recklessness might be kind of a superpower, and how the very thing that makes us different might also make us more alive. Ask someone who doesn't ride and they'll say, maybe we just like discomfort, or that we're trying to prove something, or worse, that we have some sort of disorder where we can't connect actions with consequences, that we're broken in the head. So sure, maybe we can handle discomfort better than most, but broken? Nah, no way. Every time I throw a leg over the saddle, I know what I'm doing. I'm aware of the risks. That doesn't make me reckless. That makes me mindful. So I wanted to explore and see if maybe this societal misinterpretation has us wrong. Maybe the way others see us isn't a complete picture of who we are. But the very first study I uncovered literally labeled motorcycle personality traits as dysfunctional behaviors. And honestly, that's probably how most people see us, right? Thrill seekers, death wishes, reckless, dangerous. But does that sound like you? Because it certainly doesn't sound like me. But if you've ever been called reckless or misunderstood for riding, let me know down in the comments. But I think you're really gonna like where this is going. Now, there isn't much science out there, but I did uncover another study that described us as rebellious, risk-prone, masculine, regardless of gender, disinhibited, neurotic, less agreeable, less conscientious. I mean, harsh, right? I mean, these studies read like maybe not all motorcycle riders are reckless, but every dysfunctional troublemaker seems to have a motorcycle. But that just doesn't square with my own experiences. So I kept digging, and I came across something a little bit different. A 2019 Brazilian study found that motorcyclists score higher in something called novelty-seeking. It's a trait most often linked to thrill-seeking behavior and a desire for adrenaline-inducing activities. But it also brings with it a high tolerance for uncertainty. It's a psychological trait that allows us to remain calm, adaptable, and effective even when outcomes are unpredictable or situations are rapidly changing. Not to mention that it's a trait that explains that craving for new experiences, that need to explore the unknown. In other words, we don't just want to get from point A to point B, we want to feel the road, the wind, the moment. Every twist and turn is a chance to be fully present. I mean, yeah, we like risk, but it's not about the adrenaline. It's about focus. It's about clarity. It's about feeling alive. Science calls this low harm avoidance, which means we're less likely to be deterred by the potential for negative outcomes. But it also means we're less likely to be paralyzed by fear. We embrace the challenge. We adapt. We stay calm when things get weird. This trait leads to reduced anxiety, better mood, and improved mindfulness. It helps us stay focused when others panic, and it helps us think when others freeze. Now, for sure, overconfidence can come back and bite us. It's a leading cause of motorcycle crashes. But that same trait, when balanced, leads to confidence, progression, and growth. We also score higher in persistence. We tend to have a determination and a willingness to pursue goals despite obstacles. When the road gets tough, we keep going. When conditions change, we adapt. When we make mistakes, we learn. We score high in impulsivity, which is usually seen as a negative, often linked to risk-taking behavior like speeding, aggressive riding, and a disregard for traffic rules. But they can be strengths. They mean we can be decisive. We tend to react quickly. We're more capable of being decisive and deliberate. Now, most of the limited number of studies about motorcyclists seem to focus on thrill-seeking and a quick loss of temper and how those traits connect to the way we ride. But one very unique 2024 study out of Canada found we're actually more conscientious, agreeable, and more open than most people think. We also score lower in neuroticism, which means we're generally more emotionally stable. Interestingly, when it comes to thrill-seeking or risky behavior, the stereotype of the reckless biker, well, the data doesn't support it. According to this study, when it came to thrill-seeking, car drivers actually scored higher, while most motorcyclists reported safer habits, full gear, safety courses, back roads over highways, and little to no accident history. And then in terms of mental well-being, motorcyclists scored slightly higher, especially those who ride for fun. All right, so what does this all mean? Well, it means maybe we're not reckless. Maybe we're just wired differently. Maybe the very traits that make the world uncomfortable, our willingness to take risks or our craving for new experiences, our love of the unknown are what make us great and unique. Because this isn't about showing off. It's about feeling alive. It's about chasing peace and clarity and presence. We don't run from danger. We don't run towards it either, but we ride towards freedom. We're persistent. We're mindful. We're connected. Out on the road, we wave to strangers because we know we're part of something bigger. We trust each other. We look out for one another. We tap our head to warn about a constabulary around the corner. We ride because we believe life is meant to be lived. We're motorcyclists. And I think that's something worth celebrating. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you learned something or if you were at least entertained, please give it a like and consider subscribing or becoming a channel member to help us keep everything out from behind a paywall. We also have a monthly email newsletter, and I have a link to it down in the description if you want even more awesome free content. Now, if you like this video, I suspect you'll also get a kick out of this one. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you over there.